Hi everyone, welcome back to the series, I guess, where I'm going through different things that make up the 0 Point universe, the setting for my story. Today I want to talk about the Ionians, who are a race, one of the member races of Atlas. They are one of the founder members of Atlas. And in the 0 Point universe, there are different classifications of life forms. So you have organics, which are humanoid, flesh, muscle-based creatures, I guess. And then there are geological life forms who are more based, their structures are based more around, they've evolved from rocks and minerals and things of that nature. And then there are fluidic life forms, which are made up of water and gelatinous type elements. So the Ionians are built, they're constructed from rocks. They've evolved from rocks. They're quite tall, about 7 foot on average. The males typically have shorter, mossy type growths from their head, maybe some small flowers as I guess what we would equate to hair, and then the females have more vine-like structures to kind of distinguish between the two. They don't have muscle, like fine muscles or anything, because obviously they're made from rock, so they don't have the micro expressions that organics have. So they can seem quite stoic, but if you hang around them long enough and you get used to them, you can pick up on slight shifts in body language to kind of understand if someone's giving like a small smile or a sympathetic kind of look in your direction. You can pick that up from body language, and then obviously they use they speak. They kind of like the Ionians in particular. They have gravelly kind of tracts that rub together to form these grating rock kind of noises, which the universal translator can pick up and translate into something that non-Ionians can understand. Their home planet was destroyed by an asteroid about 600 years ago. And they were able to evacuate most of their planet and spent the next 200-ish years constructing a Dyson ring around their sun using the debris from their old planet and moons and some of the closer planets. And so due to this multi-generational need for construction and engineering skills to construct this ring, their kind of primary skill for all Ionians and their economy typically revolves around construction and engineering and creating starships, advancing technology. They're kind of a builder race out of they've grown that way out of necessity for survival. They're one of Atlas's founding member races, and culturally, Ionians, they're generally pleasant, pragmatic. Like I mentioned, they're quite stoic upon first meeting them. They do have emotions. They're just not as big as races such as humans. Because of the destruction of their planet, they need to think more of the collective. The group is more ingrained into them than the needs of the individual. Because obviously the need for survival. Children and families are interesting because the children are raised by the village rather than the parents. So it's not uncommon for a child to grow up not knowing who their biological parents are, and surnames are replaced by tribal names as these villages help raise the children. It is possible for Ionians to discover who their biological children are. They can request that by the administration. Children can do the same, but it's not a thing for them. They don't really seek that out. It's typically done if it's for like a medical reason or something, and they want to, make sure I've been diagnosed with this, and it's a genetic thing, and I want to make sure that my offspring know that, or my children. The males, as I said, they have shorter, kind of mossy hair. They're typically taller and stronger, and they're more angular in appearance. So they'll be very blocky, and they'll have a stronger silhouette, and they fill out they carry out the more physical tasks. Whereas the females are more, they're slightly shorter. They're probably about 6 foot compared to a male 7 foot. So they're still tall in comparison to humans, but they're shorter we're comparing to one another. And they're smoother. They have smoother edges. They're more pebble-like. So they have a more elegant kind of look about them. So if you lined them up, you could tell the blocky males from the more smooth, rounded females. And they will carry out the more administrative tasks. They focus more on, the admin type of things. They'll deal with the government, they'll deal with the education and the healthcare, whereas the males are more focused on the building and the construction and, the technological research and things. It's not uncommon for other Atlas races to mistake the Ionians as being a matriarchal race, as a lot of the big, governmental decisions are left to the females. But they're not matriarchal. Both sexes are treated equally. They're just more pragmatic about the capabilities and responsibilities of each sex, of males and females. And that's, again, coming from this pragmatic point of view where their planet was destroyed. They needed to, culturally just separate the tasks that way in order to just get their ring built around their sun and survive. So that's just a brief look at the Ionians. Obviously lots of nuance and things that go into them that I may go into in a later video as I flesh out the story. But that's just a little overview of them, because I just thought they were a cool race, and having a life form that evolved from rocks and stones and lava, solidified lava and things. It's just an interesting way for life to develop. Awesome. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you found that interesting. Let me know what you think of geological life forms, or the Ionians in particular, and check back next week where we might be going over fluidic life forms. Thank you so much.